Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. So today's going to be a fun video. I'm going to be talking about Record Store Day Black Friday 2025. I want to tell you about the records that I'm most excited about, that I hope to pick up. I also want to talk to you about what I think are the turkeys on the list, the ones I think are kind of silly releases. And I'm going to share with you some records that I've received as promotional copies. And I will tell you what I think of them, sound quality wise, and just quality of the product, because I know like you, I have been burnt by Record Store Day and received records that didn't sound very good and had some disappointments along the way. So I'm going to share with you some releases like that. And I just want to say, as far as Record Store Day goes, this year has been pretty amazing for me personally. There's been a lot of great releases. I loved Record Store Day in April, and I like the list this year as well for Black Friday. Having said that, if you're someone who doesn't agree, I think it's totally acceptable for you to make a video and say, hey, I don't like these releases. I think you've lost your way, because I represent a certain age group and a certain taste in music, and another person represents something else. And I don't think anybody, including a record store owner, should be punished for sharing their thoughts and feelings, especially when they've been an advocate and a good customer in the past. So having said that, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to try to my best to read my list here. I woke up one day, I had 20/20 vision. I woke up one day, now I can't see very well, but I'm going to share with you the list of records that I am looking out for. That doesn't mean I'm going to be able to buy them all. It would cost a fortune to buy all of them that I am considering. It's going to be what's available, what I can get, and I've got some top tier favorites that I'm going to show you, as well as some turkeys. And then after that, I will show you the promotional copies I received and tell you what I think of those. And there's some big hitters. I got some top-notch artists that I got on these promos, so hang on for that. So the first thing I want to talk to you about, the first release, Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare. This is going to be 3,500 copies. It is an exclusive, so after this it won't come out anymore. And it's a live album. I love that album. I love Alice Cooper. If I see that one, I'm going to be tempted. I'm not going to lie. It's not a top tier have-to-have record, but it's a cool one, and I'm really going to consider it when I'm out and about. The next one, Miles Davis, live at the Plugged Nickel. Now, this was something that came out, he performed, it was on December 23rd, 1965. This is going to be an exclusive at 5,900 copies. Miles Davis, I mean, he's one of everybody's favorite jazz artists, right? This is going to be something special, and I will keep my eye out for that one. I think it's really cool. The next one, The Doors, live at Copenhagen from 1968. This one is, again, an exclusive at 5,300 copies. It's going to be on clear vinyl, so I don't really care about clear vinyl that much. I loved what came out in April. The Doors, there's always a Record Store Day release. Love the one that came out in April. If some of my top tier records are gone by the time I'm able to buy records, I might buy this one. It's a little pricey for a 2 LP set. And it is live, but it's still The Doors, and it's going to be a very popular title. And I think the album cover is very cool. The next one, Bob Dylan, the original Free Willin' Bob Dylan. They're making 13,000 copies of this, and it's an exclusive. And I know that sounds like a lot, but I'm not sure that's enough. I think this one's going to be a hot item. I could be wrong. It's just something that I think is really cool. It's the original release, the way Bob Dylan would have wanted, but they cut 4 of the songs out before releasing this album. This version, they're putting them all 4 back in. And as a Bob Dylan fan, I think it's a fantastic release and inspired. I think this is what Record Store Day is all about, you guys, coming up with these clever titles. And I think that one's going to be a runaway hit. Also, another really cool one is going to be Billy Joel live at Long Island. This is an era of Billy Joel that I'm really into. It's from the Nylon Curtain tour. I love the song Allentown. I love all his big hits. I think this one is fantastic. I'm a little questionable about the sound quality. I looked it up on YouTube and listened. I'm not sure how great this one might sound. I'm a little nervous about that, but it's 3 LPs. There's only 1,500 copies, and this is an exclusive. So this one's going to be a tough one to get, I think. That one might not be one I'm able to get. Next is one that I actually could have put in my turkeys. I'm going to be talking about some turkeys that I think I wouldn't want, or just to have a little fun with this video. This one could have potentially made it, but it's Led Zeppelin, so no, I'm not going to put them in my turkeys. But this is a 7-inch single of Trampled Underfoot, backed with Black Country Woman. This is an exclusive, 6,100 copies. The only reason why I would say this could be a turkey is I think it's kind of expensive for a 7-inch single. It's not on colored vinyl, it's just a black vinyl version. I think this could have been done as a 12-inch single, as a splatter vinyl. Make it something cool. It's Led Zeppelin. I just feel like they missed the mark on that. They could have done something even cooler. Having said that, you guys, if I see it out and about, it might be an impulse buy that I pick up. It's Led Zeppelin. It's cool. I have no doubt it'll sound really good. The next one is one that I call a top tier record, along with that Bob Dylan, the original Free Will and Bob Dylan. It's Curtis Mayfield's Curtis. I don't have that record. I don't have an original. I don't have a reissue. I've always wanted to have it. I'm totally happy to have a Rhino Reserve copy. I know it's going to sound good. It's from the master tapes. It's going to be affordable for Record Store Day. Unfortunately, it is an exclusive, limited to 2,700 copies. That's not a lot, so I'm a little nervous, I'm not going to lie. I'm sweating it out a little on that one, but I think that's going to be great. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, the live anthology. Now, if one of my top tier records falls through, this might be one that I want to get. I already have that live anthology. This looks like it's kind of like a photo album kind of deal. I love this very much. I have a lot of live music from Tom Petty, but if the top tier, one of my top tier records is spoken for, this might be one I want. This is a first, so it will get released again. There's going to be 7,500 copies for Record Store Day. So what makes the Record Store Day version special and makes me tempted to buy it, it's going to be on turquoise vinyl, where I'm assuming the first releases that come out later are going to be black vinyl, and this also has some gold embossing on the album cover. So this Record Store Day release of Tom Petty, the live anthology, is going to be a little more special. Having said that, again, there are so many other records I really want. The next one, Van Halen. This is from 1995, live at Wembley. This is from their Balance tour, and that album, Balance, is my favorite of the Sammy Hagar albums. And I think this looks really good. The set list is strong for this one. And so it is an exclusive. It's going to have 6,000 copies on orange vinyl. I didn't buy that Balance box set, so it might be in that box set. I don't know for sure. But since I didn't buy it, I might pick this one up. And finally, my number one pick, the top tier. This is the one I really want more than anything. I think it's an excellent choice. It is a Dwight Yoakam box set called And When I Wrote. And it's the first 3 albums of Dwight Yoakam's from the 90s. I loved country music in the early 90s. That was my genre at that time. And I love the songs Ain't That Lonely Yet. I love his version of Suspicious Minds. Fast as You is probably my favorite track of his. And there's also 1,000 Miles from Nowhere that was really good. But I'll be honest with you, if Dwight Yoakam's singing, I can listen to it. I love his vocals and I love Dwight Yoakam. So that one, the box set, is going to be a little pricey, around $100, $110, depending on where you go. That is my top choice. So let me know what your top choices are going to be. I want to hear what everybody has to say, and I know it's all different for all of us. I also want to talk a little bit and just have a little fun about what I think are the turkeys that are going to be coming out this year. And you guys, if I name your top choice as my turkey, who cares? We are allowed to have different opinions. And I know some of these that I name based on the association are going to be huge hits. And I'm guessing Record Store Day is banking on that as well. Just because I'm saying it's a turkey doesn't make it so. It's just my opinion. And I bet I have talked about some records that I think are awesome that you're thinking right now, Melinda, you're an idiot. This is a turkey. Why would you buy that? Totally fine. That's what makes the world go round. That's what makes all of this so much fun. So let's go ahead and get into what I think are the turkeys of Record Store Day. And I'll go ahead and tell you, one of the turkeys is one I want. And I'll explain that here in a minute. First off, Rockology, the liquid vinyl version from Eric Carr. It's going to be limited to 2,000 copies, and it's an exclusive, and it's about $100 or more. It is a liquid vinyl. It's got some liquid inside. I don't own any of those, so I don't really know the deal with those. I've seen them. I've seen like Jaws and Slippery When Wet by Bon Jovi. I don't own any of those. But Rockology by Eric Carr has been done over and over again. So I feel like we're squeezing those KISS members, those KISS fans who want to have everything KISS. You know, let me know if you're a KISS fan and you think, nope, I want this copy of Rockology, and you've already purchased the other ones that came out in Record Store Day past. I think it's a little silly. I also think Unfinished Business, another Eric Carr release, it's going to be that liquid vinyl once again, over $100. Give me a break. I think they're turkeys. I love Eric Carr, you guys, so it's nothing personal against Eric Carr. And if you're a KISS fan, sometimes you just got to have it all. And I understand that. That's fine. I have my little quirks too, but I had to just have a little fun with that one. And the next one is going to be Motley Crue's Theater of Pain. This is a picture disc. For one, I don't like that album. And for two, I don't want a picture disc. For three, the picture disc is very uninspired. It's just exactly like the album cover. At least Rat, that picture disc, is inspired and looks different because it's celebrating the 40th anniversary of Invasion of Your Privacy. Yeah, sorry, Motley Crue. I'm going to pass on this one. If you're a diehard Motley Crue fan, though, of course you have to have this. And I understand that. I'm with you. If it was Van Halen and it was a picture disc and the album cover, the picture disc cover was really cool, maybe, just maybe, I would be in for it. And this is the one, here's another one. This is a turkey to me. It's not because there's anything wrong with this record. It's Seals and Croft's Greatest Hits. It's limited. It's an exclusive, you guys. It's exclusive to 3,000 copies. But guess what? You can find that Seals and Croft's Greatest Hits in every dollar bin. You know, it's not that expensive, and it's an original. Don't get me wrong. I have a copy of their Greatest Hits because I think Seals and Croft are awesome. But I just feel like this isn't a very exciting or inspired release. I think this is... I don't know why they decided to do that one, because it's a common record that is easy to find. But if you need a clean copy of it, I highly recommend getting anything by Seals and Croft. They're awesome. And then finally, this is the one that I'm probably, if I see it, I'm buying it. It is the Billy Joel Live in Long Island. The only reason why I say it's a turkey, let's face it, that album cover is so yuck. I'm about to show you an album cover that's totally awesome. And I think Billy Joel deserved what Warren Zevon got as far as an album cover. and he didn't get it. However, I do think this is a retro picture. This is probably a picture that came out when this Live from Long Island was released, maybe to DJs, or I don't know where this picture came from, but it definitely looks like something that came out of the 80s. So I'm kind of torn. I think it's a cheesy album cover, and I think Billy Joel deserves better. And at the same time, if this was an original photo, and this is what the way that concert originally was marketed to look like, I'm glad they kind of stuck with that. So I just want to put that one out there. And now I want to share with you some promotional copies for Record Store Day that I received from Omnivore Recordings. These are some records that I listened to thoroughly, and there's nothing worse than spending Record Store Day prices on records and getting them home on your turntable and them sounding like garbage. And I will be honest with you with these 4 records, whether I think they sound good or not, because I have been burnt before, and I don't want you or I to ever get burnt again. Record Store Day releases should all be of the utmost quality, in my opinion. And let's go ahead and get started with this first one from the Omnivore Recordings. I want to thank them for sending these records my way. This is Warren Zevon Epilogue live at the Edmonton Folk Music Festival. This is an exclusive, and there's only going to be 2,200 copies. I am a Warren Zevon fan, but probably not like the most I'm not the biggest fan. I think he's great though, and I really enjoyed this concert. It sounds really good. I like that his vocals are really forward in this, and he has a backup artist, Matt Kartsonis, that also helps out with background vocals, and he shared his thoughts and feelings about Warren and this final tour. I believe this is one of Warren's, if not his last gig he did. I know he was also on Dave Letterman. Matt shares his thoughts and feelings, and it's beautifully written in here, and I read every bit of it, and it was very moving. Matt and Warren are up on stage with, they have an acoustic guitar, they have a piano, I think there's a little harmonica in there as well. And Warren sings a lot of his beautiful hits. He also sings A Case of You, the Joni Mitchell song. There is a really nice version of Werewolves in London on here that's really worth listening to. It's 2 LPs. The 4th track, or the 4th side, I should say, is an etching. Normally, I think that's a waste, but the etching on this one is really cool. So if you're going to have an etching, this is the one to have. Again, it's an exclusive for 2,200 copies. So if you like Warren Zevon, that one might be one you want to go ahead and get for Record Store Day on that day, because it's not going to be coming out again after that. This one is written by, and it's Ron D'Addario. And this is produced by the Lemon Twigs. And what this is, it's their father wrote a lot of really great songs. He was a great lyricist, and the sons really appreciate it. The dad, Ronnie, never made it huge, so they decided to take some of their dad's music and lyrics and make an album as a tribute to their father, which was really sweet. And this one is a first, limited to, there's only going to be 1,400 copies of this one. It's on red vinyl, so that probably is what makes it special. If you buy it for Record Store Day, it will probably come back in for sale on black vinyl. That's just my guess. So if you really like this, it's cool to get the red vinyl version. And Todd Rundgren also sings on here. There's also a song by Sean Ono Lennon, and I really like Sean Ono Lennon. I think not only is he a mix of talent between his mom and his dad, he's got a really good voice, he's very artsy, but I also think he's a decent human being. You know, some of these kids that are growing up with these parents who are super famous, they don't turn out so well. I think Sean Ono Lennon is a really intelligent and interesting human being. But these are great. And I really didn't really know the Lemon Twigs very well. They're very 60s, 70s inspired. A lot of beautiful harmonies. Think the Beach Boys. I love the 5th of July, and Love's Won Me Over is also another great one. This really took me by surprise. I really enjoyed that one. Here is another one. This one is a heavy hitter. It's Rock the Plaza. This was a concert that was put on to raise funds for the Plaza Theater in Palm Springs, California. And Alice Cooper and Paul Rodgers, Orianthi, and Joshua Homme were all on board, along with Eric Singer playing on drums. There's also Brian Ray, who sings and plays guitar. He's a background vocalist for Paul McCartney when Paul McCartney's on tour. I really enjoyed this. It's 2 LPs on black vinyl. It is a first, and it's limited to, let me check, 1,200 copies. So if you want to get it right away, and just because they say it is a first, a lot of times it takes a very long time to put this record out again. So I say if you see it, and you have the money for it, buy it. Rock the Plaza is really good. It starts out with Alice Cooper singing No More Mr. Nice Guy. He does a really cool version of I'm 18. He does a cool version of School's Out where he mixes in a little bit of Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall with it, which was really interesting. Then we get into Joshua Homme, and I love his version of Let's Dance. Joshua Homme, and I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, is... he was in Queens of the Stone Age. I love his version of Let's Dance. It's really great. And I love him and Orianthi together. They sing Something Stupid. If you heard that, you'd recognize it. It's a popular tune. I also love Orianthi and Brian Ray did a version of I Got You, Babe. It's so good. I really love that. And then also right down the line, it's a Jerry Rafferty tune that Joshua Homme sings and does a good job with. I really enjoy Paul Rodgers on here, and I don't think he can perform on the level that he performed for this concert. I don't think he can do it anymore. I think he's had some health issues and some setbacks. But he does a great job with Can't Get Enough and All Right Now and other songs as well. This is a strong concert performance, and if you like that sort of thing, I think you'd really enjoy this release. It comes with a booklet, 2 LPs on black vinyl. So again, I think that one is a really good one. And also, here is Filmworks Insomnia, Robbie Robertson. I believe this is inspired by a book written by Robbie Robertson called Insomnia. And it has music from The Last Waltz, Carney, as well as Raging Bull. It's mostly instrumental. There's very little singing on here, but the sound quality is really great. And if you're a Robbie Robertson fan, I think you'd really enjoy it. It's got some really cool stuff, and it is black vinyl. It is a first, and it's pretty limited though to 1,800 copies, but Omnivore Recordings is saying that it will probably be released again, but I wouldn't count on that. Sometimes that doesn't work out. Hopefully it will. I liked the songs Out of the Blue and The Fat Man were my favorites, but it's all really good. And if you are a fan of the band and Robbie Robertson, that one would definitely be one to check out. So that is it. Let me know what you think of these releases. Let me know what you think are the turkeys. What are you wanting for Record Store Day? I want to hear that most of all. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell. Most importantly, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.